Well, folks, we got to talk about what just happened with stocks and what just happened with the stock market. If you haven't seen here, the NASDAQ, oof, boy, a 2% plus move down here for the NASDAQ here today. And we got to talk about everything that's going on in this market right now because this is quite a crazy market. And some of what was going on in the market today was kind of mind-blowing for a lot of folks because of how some stocks were performing while other stocks were performing certain ways. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. As always, don't forget to be subscribed to the channel and notify yourself every time a video comes out if you want. Moo 5 free stocks valued up to $3,500 each. If you want to go ahead and take advantage of that, check out pinned comment down there and download the Hungry Bowl. Alrighty guys, so first off here, my main private account, I don't know how, but somehow it's eking out the smallest little gain today, okay, of about $14,000. And that's amazing because on a day, like if you like woke me up and you're like, Jeremy, NASDAQ's down 2%. Where's your main account at today? I'd be like, probably down a couple 100,000. So the fact that I could even eke out any gain on a day like today is like, I will take it, man. And especially the way I've been beat down the last couple months, I will take what I can get. Give me anything you got, man. The Russell, this is why. The Russell's held pretty decent today. It's gone red a little bit, but then it's gone green a little bit. But nonetheless, it's nothing like the NASDAQ. And so that's allowed me to kind of have a day where I'm actually, having a decent day out there. Let's put it that way. And I'm not like a bankrupt like the NASDAQ is today. Beyond Meat's holding it down for me here today. Look at this one. This one's been up anywhere from 5% to 8% roughly today. So that one's been performing really, really well when it comes to Beyond Meat, BYND. Look at this one. The Planet. Look at the Planet. Oh my gosh. Who would have thunk it? Okay. The Planet having a decent day, up over 2% here today. So that one's, about a $5,000 mover there. Avant Brands having a pretty decent day here today, up over 3%. With that one, the Chef is somehow magically eking out a small gain today. And we'll take whatever we can get in the Chef, right? Now, on the flip side, this is where it gets a little rough, right? Good old Tesla, my Esla, down over 5% here today. This one's just having a horrible day. Down about $38,000 with good old Tesla, my Esla here today. Usually, if the NASDAQ's down big like it is today, it's going to pull down Tesla. But also, do keep this in mind. Tesla is such a big market cap now. We're talking over $1 trillion that if Tesla pulls down big, it can actually help pull the entire NASDAQ down, which is crazy to think about because, a few years ago when Tesla was a $30 or $40 billion market cap, if Tesla was down 5%, it's not moving the market. It's nothing's happening there, right? It was too small back then. But now you throw on $1 trillion market cap, and dude, Tesla's down 5%. That's going to affect the market. That's going to bring down a bunch of other stocks out there, right? Now, if we go ahead and we look at the Hungry Bowl, which is the greatest app that has ever been created in the history of the stock market by far. And I rated it the #1 best app in the creation of mankind, all right? If we go ahead and take a look at this, we see a few things here today. One is Bitcoin. Down today, right? Down over 2%. Look at it's interesting. Basically, right around the time the market opened today, the Bitcoin just started falling dramatically. And I don't know why this is, but Bitcoin seems to be following the NASDAQ a bit. And if Bitcoin goes down, the NASDAQ's been seeming to go down recently, and vice versa. Like I try to, ever since we added on the front page of the Hungry Bowl, since I go to the app literally every day, like I track Bitcoin on a daily basis now. I never used to do that. And what I see is so many times Bitcoin, if NASDAQ's down, Bitcoin's down. If Bitcoin's up, NASDAQ's up. It's interesting to see kind of how that's playing out recently, at least. I'm talking about over the last few weeks or so. And so look at that. Ethereum, same exact situation, right around the same time the market opened here today. After that, Ethereum just tanked and tanked and tanked. And as the NASDAQ has sold off more, Ethereum has sold off more. So it's just interesting to see some sort of correlation between that, because it's like why did all of a sudden, as soon as the market opens, Ethereum just starts tanking and Bitcoin? Maybe it's coincidence, or maybe it's these two are kind of following each other around a little bit. Look at Palantir today. Oh man, a lot of people are wondering, Palantir, what's going on here? Yeah, that one's having a rough day. Down over, another 3.5% here today. It's still, a decent amount above the 52-week low it hit last week of 1535. When it comes to Palantir, they need earnings to come out in a bad way, in my opinion. Like, they really need their earnings to come out. And as long as they knock it out of the ballpark when it comes to their earnings, I think the stock can definitely recover in the short term. If there's any weakness in their earnings, so man, unfortunately, as bad as it might sound, it could definitely take another leg down if there's not like a great earnings, let's put it that way. So, but at the end of the day, this company needs its earnings to come out, because when you're in this kind of situation where your stock's just getting dragged down, you need news, right? And news is earnings. So if earnings are good, Palantir can definitely come bouncing back here. If earnings are like just okay or bad, this one could fall a bit more, maybe down to 52-week lows again on that one. Square stock, Square has just been hammered. This is one of those stocks that I would probably be buying right now if it wasn't for the fact that there's so many other deals in the market at the moment. If you look at Square stock, this baby has fallen off a cliff since basically the end of October. I mean, right around Halloween was kind of, where this one just started going, whew, it's gotten scary, okay? Downright scary for Square stock. And today, $137 a share for the stock, down another 5.5% today, right? I mean, it's just like, where does the pain end for Square stock? I mean, with Bitcoin, the problem is Square a lot of times is associated with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is getting dragged down, Ethereum's getting dragged down too, then Square stock gets dragged down as well, for right or for wrong, but that just seems to be how things are moving. And so I look at Square as another one of those companies that, man, they just need earnings. And that's for so many stocks in the stock market right now. Like, never has there been, at least in recent times, there been an earnings period that was so needed for so many of these stocks, because we've had a lot of people just kind of like a lot of investors on the sideline, like, scared, the stock's going down. If you don't have any news and your stock price is going down, people really start fearing the worst, right? And so this is one of those moments where another one of these companies like a Square, they just need earnings to come out, man, in the worst way. So yeah, Square, nonetheless, I mean, this is a great company. You think about them, they own the most popular financial app in all the United States of America in Cash App. That's huge. Never mind their traditional Square business, never mind all the things they're trying to do with blockchain technology and all those sorts of things, right? And getting more into the crypto space. So it has a really exciting story. There's no doubt about it, but it's not that stock in this sort of market right now. We know that. Look at little Teledoc, T-Doc, Palantir's cousin, I call him, okay? Teledoc, just another awful day for this one, about 3.5% down here today. Got pretty dang close to 52-week lows. It got down to 78 today. 52-week low, and the stock is 76 on Teledoc. I mean, it's a great company for the long term, but in this sort of market we're in at the moment, it's not that type of stock, right? What I will say about Teledoc, and what I will say about a lot of these stocks, and this is very important to remember in regards to any of these growth stocks, remember, what do most investors and funds end up wanting to hold at the end of the day? They end up wanting to hold these sorts of stocks, growth companies, okay? And so this is very important to remember. If you own a great growth company that has 5-10 years of strong growth ahead of them, do keep in mind people are going to want to come back to that. There's certain time periods in the market where growth stocks are flushed and no one wants a piece of those, right? And we're in that moment in the market right now. How long this might last, that's all a debate, right? But there's no doubt we're in that sort of market right now where, investors, funds, whatever, have pulled out of these stocks. They don't want a piece of growth stocks. But do remember, most years, what do most folks want to hold? Growth stocks, because that's where the true opportunity always is in the market to grow your money over, many, many years. So look at the hood here today. The hood, just vicious, down 5% here today. $15 a share on this one. 52-week low on this one's $14.75. When it comes to the hood, here's the thing. If the market's down, bad for hood. That's the way a lot of investors look at it, right? And so NASDAQ being down 2+% today is not good. When investors think about a stock like Robinhood, they think, okay, if people are making money in the stock market, if stocks are going up, that's good for Robinhood. It's going to incentivize more people to download the app, to set up a brokerage account, to start trading, those sorts of things. And on a day like today, when the market's not doing well and a lot of people are getting destroyed, depending upon what stocks you hold, obviously, folks look at this and they're like, that's bad for Robinhood. And I think the next 1 to 2 quarters is really tough for Robinhood. Really, really tough. I would, as bad as it sounds, I would still actually be a little scared of Robinhood and where the stock price can go in the short term because of these next 2 quarters. Because the next 2 quarters, they're comping against some of the toughest comps they're going to have to possibly comp against, because you have to comp against the retail stock boom that happened into December, January, February. And then you have to comp against the meme stocks plus the crypto highs of the spring. And so these next couple quarters for Robinhood are vicious comp years, and their growth is going to look horrible compared to how it usually looks. And so for that reason, I would not be surprised, as crazy as it might sound, and as much as the stock is down from 85 to 15, I would not be surprised at all if the stock actually goes lower, especially if the market doesn't recover in any way, just because those comps the next several quarters are ridiculous for the hood. Okay, Mr. Softy, if you want to know why the whole market's pulling down, look at a stock like Mr. Softy today, Microsoft. This one is a multiple $1 trillion market cap, right? $2+ trillion market cap. And when this one goes down 3.5%, this baby's going to pull the whole market down. Them and Apple, they're the biggest as far as market caps goes. So if you're going to see Apple or Microsoft down 3.5% in a day, keep in mind, that's going to likely pull down the entire NASDAQ, and you're just going to get this do kind of effect going. And that's the last kind of scary part for the stock market, is these last few stocks that are the massive companies that have made the indexes look good, when really we've had like an underground stock market crash where we've had 2/3 plus of stocks, in bear markets where we have a record amount of stocks down 50% plus. We've had an underground stock market crash, and I talked about this in depth in a video on financial education, the main channel last night, okay? If you want to check out that video, check out that video. We went really into detail on exactly what's happened and exactly how the stock market's eroded underneath the surface. But the scary part is a lot of, these last few big companies, if they fall, the whole index just falls in a massive, massive way. And that's what you see on a day like today, right? Amazon, Amazon down around 2%. That's going to pull down the market, right? Amazon's, been anywhere between a 1.5 and a $2 trillion market cap recently. I think recently it's like a 1.6 right now. Now, keep in mind with Amazon, the interesting thing is this stock is lower, about $200 lower than it was in July of 2020. The stock hasn't moved in a year and a half. It's extraordinary. For Amazon stock, that is pretty darn extraordinary, okay? And meanwhile, the company's made amazing progress on so many different fronts. This is one of those stocks I look at, and if these big dogs continue to fall, I'm going to have to pick up some Amazon. If it wasn't for the fact that there's so many other great deals in the market right now, there's another one of those stocks I would gladly be picking up right now for $3,200 a share, because of the long-term growth I expect for this company and the long-term profitability, and the fact that if you look at its metrics recently, is trading cheaper than it usually trades by far in a way, okay? And then we see the VIX with a huge move up today. The VIX is the volatility index. So essentially that means think about if stock prices are going crazy up and down all around, the VIX is going to spike huge, right? And huge spike here today for the VIX, 11%. Now everybody's expecting, at least as far as most of the market experts, as they call them, right? Most market experts are expecting a very volatile first half of the year. I've seen it time and time again where folks are saying, hey, a lot of volatility expect in the front half of the year. Second half of the year should be closer to smooth sailing and an upward rise in the stock market, right? I've seen it time and time again. And so, don't be surprised if you continue to see a lot of volatility in this market, some big moves up, some big moves down. I am more on the side that once earnings start coming up, I think there's a higher probability for a lot of the small caps to start moving to the upside. I'm not going to say big, large caps moving to the upside. Those ones I don't want to say I'm super fearful of, but I'm a little fearful of. But as far as the small caps, I am definitely toward the side of volatility moving up, as far as moving those stock prices up over the coming months. Let's just put it that way. So nonetheless, guys, we got a very, very crazy market. If you want to take advantage of that Moo deal, go ahead and take advantage of that. That will be pinned comment down there. Let me know what you guys think of this market. Let me know any moves you guys made out there. I'd love to hear of any stocks you're buying, selling out there. Much love as always. Don't forget to buy stocks you love, and have a great day.